Alright, today we're working on section 3.6, solving proportions using cross products. So yesterday we solved proportions when we had the variable on top by multiplying by the number that was directly underneath the variable. Today we are going to solve it using a cross product every time, and it will work with the same kind of problem we had yesterday, maybe even better. So a cross product is when we have a proportion such as this, a over b equals c over d, and then to solve it, we multiply. That's why it's called cross, because it looks like a cross. A times D equals B times C. So let's go ahead and use that cross products property. Multiply here. 8 times 15 equals 6 times x. 8 times 15 is 120. Divide both sides by 6. X is 20. Okay. Next one we have x minus 3 on the bottom, which is going to be a little bit different. We're going to cross the same way 4 times. We just have to make sure that we keep the x minus 3 together in parentheses since it was on the bottom together. So because it's in parentheses, we're going to have to use the distributive property on the left side. 4x minus 12 equals 8x. One of the most common mistakes that I see is when you have 4 times x minus 3 like that in a proportion, I see a lot of 4x minus 3's instead of 4x minus 12. Okay, I'm going to get the x's on the same side. Subtract 4x. Negative 12 equals 4x. Divide both sides by 4. X equals negative 3. Here we're going to set up a proportion. Each day, the seals at an aquarium are fed 8 pounds of food for every 100 pounds of their body weight. A seal at an aquarium weighs 100 and 280 pounds. How much food should the seal be fed per day? So we have to set up a proportion, and the labels need to match up. I like to do the horizontal. Let's put the food on top, and the weight on the bottom of how much the seal weighs. The first one we have to set up is the one that we know, 8 pounds of food for 100 pounds of body weight. And then we're trying to solve for how much food a 280-pound seal should eat. Let's multiply. 8 times 200 is 2,240 equals 100 times x. Divide both sides by 100. A 280-pound seal should eat 22.4 pounds of food. Okay, here's some quick problems. 4 times 30 equals 24a. 120 equals 24a. A equals 5. Part B, 3 times x minus 6 equals 2x. 3x minus 18 equals 2x. So subtract 3x from both sides. Negative 18 equals negative x, so x is positive 18. 4m equals 5 times m minus 6. 4m equals 5m minus 30. Subtract 5m. Negative m equals negative 30, so positive m equals positive 30. Okay. And the last thing with this section, we have scales, scale drawings, models, and regular scales. A scale drawing is a two-dimensional drawing of an object. So a lot of house plans would fit this description, where the dimensions are proportional to the real object that it was drawn. A scale model is a three-dimensional model of an object. And again, the dimensions are proportional to the real object. The scale is where the math comes in. A scale could be either for a scale drawing or model. It relates the model's dimensions and the actual dimensions. So this is the proportion, this is the actual math. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an example using a scale. On a map, every 1 centimeter represents 85 kilometers. The distance on a map between Cleveland and Cincinnati is about 4.2 centimeters. How far are the cities actually apart? So let's set up our proportion. We're going to have centimeters, the measurements in centimeters on top, and all the measurements that were in kilometers on the bottom. Obviously, the units that match should be together. So the 1 centimeter goes with the 85 kilometers, and the 4.2 centimeters goes with the x, because we don't know how many kilometers that actually is. Multiply. 1x equals 85 times 4.2, which is 357 kilometers. And there is section 3.6 on cross products.